You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 70. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is about accepting critique. In the last episode, I talked about how to give good critique. And at the end, I kind of hinted about what it's like to accept critique. When I meet with Haley about her developmental edits of my books, it's a long conversation about what her editing brain sees versus what my creative brain wrote. I go into every editing session with an open mind because I know that the process makes it better. I also happen to love the rewriting process, so for me, the best part of writing my books happens after I meet with Haley. For newer authors, and even for established authors, it can hurt to hear that a part of your story isn't working, or that a character is too flat, or that you could cut an entire subplot from the story. I'm not going to lie and tell you that you get used to it. I think it just gets easier to handle. Writers who don't know how to accept critique are in danger of never publishing, or publishing something that has not been critically reviewed and edited. I ask my clients who have timelines for their first books if it's more important that they get the book out there or that they get the right book out there. It's one thing to have your book listed on Amazon so that you can call yourself a published author, but it's another thing entirely to have a book out there that you're proud of, knowing that you did yourself and your book the favor of investing in its excellence, meaning professional editors and cover designers whose job it is to help make it more likely for readers to pick up the book and read it cover to cover. Having gone through the editing process now for 2 books, I would be appalled if the very first draft of Mark of Stars had been released as is. If I had been in a hurry to be published, I might have gotten it onto Amazon 3 years earlier, but it would not have represented me well as an author at all. The biggest thing to remember going into a critique where you are the one whose work is on deck is that this is all to improve the book. Kind of like how exercise tears muscle before it grows back stronger, editing and critiquing a book pokes at, questions, and peels away all the unnecessary bits, the wobbly bits, and provides authors with suggestions on how to improve the story piece by piece. Every author I've worked with who has gone through group critique and editing with professional editors has told me that while it hurt, sometimes a lot, the end result was so worth the pain. They recognize that despite how jarring it can be in the moment, critique grows you as a writer and improves your ability to write the next first draft so that it's a little less garbagey. That's it for today's episode on accepting critique. Thanks for joining me, and remember, the first draft is supposed to be garbage. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.